Hi guys, Jason and Dylan here, back again for Life Beast. We're working around pelvic realignment and releasing off the musculature around there. We're going to do more of a specific pressure point using the beast balls, okay? So working on the anterior hip capsule. We've done some stretching and some banded distraction work, but this is a little bit more specific. A great way of looking at it is essentially when the tissue across here and the tendons, they get quite fibrous, they're always active, you're running and doing all these bits and pieces. And you know, when you try and move properly, all this fibrous tissue can essentially act as a doorstop. Okay, so releasing that off and allowing the fibres to realign is quite an efficient way of doing things, and that's how we're going to work today with this beast ball. Okay, so Jason's going to show you where to put it. Essentially, you want to track down from the bony prominence of your hip and just track down slightly. And if you track left and right, you'll actually feel that it's quite tough, and that's where you want to put the ball. Okay, and then essentially just apply pressure by laying on it. So again, Jason finds the spot there, applies this pressure, obviously tries to breathe so he can relax over it, that's one of the main factors. And what he does as well is he'll rock his body from left to right just slightly, just to get around that tissue as much as he can. Again, we don't just work forwards and backwards, we work side to side as well, of course, and in every other direction. So he's just got to work through that range for say 1 to 2 minutes, or until he really feels that tension, or if there is pain, until that pain kind of subsides. So we're also going to be working through the posterior chain to that, which is the lower back, which is a huge tension point for a lot of people, no matter what you do. And also working through deep in the glutes, so piriformis, and also the stabilising muscles of glutes as well. And this can be where a lot of radiating nerve pain can come from, depending on how you are, or depending on what you've been doing. But also just a lot of people hold a lot of tension through there. They are the biggest muscles in the body, and they will get very, very tight. Okay, so Jason's going to start with Piriformis, or deep in the glute. And essentially you just want to start off just relaxing, so just naturally leaning back, maybe in a comfortable position. The leg you're going to put the ball under is the bent one, and the other one is nice and straight. You essentially put it, you want to track from the lateral hip to the base of the sacrum, and you want to get just in the middle, so it's kind of just in the middle of the bottom, and Jason's just going to apply his pressure there, as you will be too. And you want to find that point. This can be pretty tender for a lot of people. So if it's quite tender for you, just try and ease onto it, breathe a little bit. But if it's not really getting there, or you have a good pain threshold, what you want to do to actively release this is try and drop that knee down to the ground as far as you can, and it will really build that pressure, and then bring it back up quite tight, and then bring it back up, and just go through that movement, say 10 times really slowly, and just trying to improve that range every single time. Okay? Of course, you want to do it on both sides, and depending on how tight you are or how much you respond to it, you can do it twice of the 10 on each side. And this is very effective. Really does allow that opening up of the hips, releasing off those deep muscles as well, and just around the hip capsule. Okay, so lower back, very, very important one. Be careful with this one as well. It builds a lot of pressure. It really, really does build a lot of pressure. You can use the foam roller, or you can use the beast balls, okay? Or you can use tennis balls as well if you want to. So what Jason is going to do is just find that position quite low, and he's just going to stay nice and hollow, nice and active, and just rocking back and forth, and of course breathing into that space. Because of course that's one of the main things, is that we don't breathe down to this space, so all the muscles get quite tight and just aren't operating effectively, as well as being in sometimes a little bit of an inefficient position. So this is Jason using the roller. I'm a huge fan of using the balls, okay, because you get to relax a little bit more, and Jason will show you how to do that now. Okay, so just finding it's between the ribs and the top of the pelvis, and there's that kind of, it's just a gap where the muscles are, there's no bone, and you just want to go on the outside of the spine and put those balls in that space, so you can just lay down them. So Jason's probably doing a bit of a harder version that I want you to do right now. He's applying a lot of pressure, got a bit of the jitters. What I'm actually going to get you to do, or what I suggest you to do to start with, is just lay down completely, head down, you may need a pillow, and just relax on there, breathe properly for about a minute, really big deep breaths. Breathe right down to where the balls are, and you'll also notice that you rarely breathe down to this space. And this is really a time for you to relax properly. Okay? Stage 1, you can bring one knee to your chest and hold on to it as much as you can, and straighten out the other leg, and it aligns the pelvis and also allows a bit more pressure on one side. So then breathe through to where you feel most of the pressure, And you want to take 10 really big deep breaths, and then of course you can change legs, but Jason's not going to do it this time. Phase 2, if you're up for it, is bringing both knees in, which really does build the pressure. Be very careful, okay? And breathing from here, okay? This is a really, really good way of just kind of releasing off that muscle, and it can be quite tender. And also being able to take the time just to relax and breathe effectively, which is one of the major benefits. From here, you just want to rock slightly from left to right. You may have one hypertonic side, which means a little bit more overactive, and you'll feel it in the density of the muscle. If you do have one side that's slightly overactive, sit on that for a while, okay? Just breathe properly. And then you're also just going to rock your knees forwards and backwards, just gently, just to kind of lengthen and then shorten the muscles, okay? 2 to 3 minutes of this every day would be very, very effective for you. Even if you don't have back pain. But if you do have back pain, definitely try and fit this into your day. The relaxation benefits and muscle relaxation benefits are huge. Okay, so this is Dylan and Jason here again with Life Beast. Follow the page. Like our posts, share them as well. A lot of people can benefit from this kind of work, and it can save you a lot of money in the long run, as well as just doing your own self-maintenance work. Okay, so thanks guys. Take care.